All right, you guys, good day. It's the night before New Year's. All right, you guys, so polka dots, polka dot, polka dots. Make a list of gratitude, an attitude of gratitude. Just stop and think about. I know the year was unbelievable, right, for a lot of us, but see if you can look back and just be grateful for the good that manifested, right? Take a book, write down all the things that you can think of that showed up this year. That was great. I did that yesterday. I was shocked. We were having a meeting a couple days ago and we were talking about all the things that manifested this year. And all we were focused on was trying to figure out how to get food to our people around here. And by the grace of God, manifested work that they could participate in. And that's how we were able to provide the foods and things for them, and they're still coming. So we were just making a list of all the things that showed up this year that turned out to be absolutely incredible. And yeah, a huge thank you to the universe and all the good people out there. We want to pray and put a hedge of protection around all that is good globally, eh? Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, the Army, the Navy, the military, and the Marines, and all the good people. There's some great people out there who've done a lot of research and a lot of things to help all of us globally. And a huge thank you to each and every one of you. And to our people here, Horatio Bay, Tressie Rockamore, Tree Roots, Copper Aborigines, Hawaiian Bucks, and a whole host of you guys that have written to us stuff that you have implemented and things that you've discovered along the way. And we here just want to say thank you. All right, you guys, remember to support us here. You can go to PayPal at themullings@gmail.com, or you can press on the link in the description below. We do ask for donations for these videos as it takes some time for us to do all this research and stuff. You know, yesterday we were sent some information, and we want to thank the powers that be. Some information from people that had been sitting out there for a really long time, and we just got it yesterday, you guys. So we contacted you guys right away. Now, for those of you with child support cases, now remember, we always tell you guys if you have a court case coming up and you need to get the stuff, write to us well before the time frame so you have enough time to read through it, eh? Because it takes a minute to read through it. And yeah, so for set off of matters such as child support cases, mortgages, foreclosures, ticket citations, utilities, auto loans, student loans, warrants, and for those of you having to see an agent doing business as a parole officer, as well as those of you in the churches doing business as jails for non-violent offenses, you can email us for the GSA bond templates to set off the matters, which is using, as you know, they created a set of bonds and checks using our names and stuff. And so we did not know that. And so we were sent these GSA bonds to remedy that, using the social security numbers, the birth certificate numbers, and a whole host of stuff you'll see on it. So we'll share with you the templates. And the great thing is you can use those for other, you get it for one thing, but you might have other things that you want to remedy as well too. And then you can also email us for the 1099 OID, which we use to get free and get back some finances. Basically, we're really grateful to this day because we really needed the finances at that time, eh? And yeah, also for the do not detain affidavit, the IRS status correction, the cease and desist, the manufacturer certificate of origin, so you own the automobile, it's no longer subject to tickets and citations, um, registrations, insurances, all that stuff, and the Chain to the Sky book, which is a U.S. postal money order information book, and also the international promissory notes and the international bills of exchange that you guys hear us here. We've created billions. And since we claimed our birthright, we have put them out there to remedy other situations, right? We still use USDs, however, for our people here because they're not, yeah, at the same level in terms of they just, man, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's why we asked for support. We had to use them for other things as well. So you can write to us for that, in addition to the fact that you can join our online tutor school class, whereby we go through the history of some of what we've discovered. But I know we're going to get so much more information as to what's gone on. We're still waiting for, what is it, 777 books in the Bible, and we were given, what, 66 or something. So there's a lot of information outstanding that we're waiting to receive. And a lot of stuff has been downloaded to us recently. We haven't been able to go through that yet because there's so much stuff going on currently that it'll take us a minute to be able to show you guys that information. And so recently they sent to us some stuff, so you can email us for those as well as our book, Time is the Master, Time is the Key, which basically goes around, it talks about the scriptures and remedies that we were given, some of them when we first started out 20 some odd years ago, probably. Yeah. So they sent us some information and we thought it was interesting. Here's our new website. You guys can go to that, Noel, right? And watch the videos on there from both channels. And then yesterday they sent us some stuff that we thought was interesting about asbestos. You guys remember when asbestos came out, how it was promoted as a really good product, and then sometime later it turns out they knew from the very beginning. I'm going to post the video that they sent to us yesterday. They knew that the stuff was harmful to the people and that they were in fact, and you know what was interesting when I was watching that documentary, a lot of the people they showed that was working in the original video they sent to me were in fact the so-called Moors doing business as blacks, right? And so a lot of them were subject to genocide then. And then the insurance companies went around and blocked their ability to sue them or to gain any kind of reparations from the harm. So international authorities go now, add that situation to all the other affidavits and make sure the family members of those people are compensated for the harm. But what was interesting when I was watching it, you know, what came to me was the remedy that we were given recently about the lemon, the baking soda, and the lemon rind that you put in the freezer, right? And you take like a teaspoon of the lemon rind. You could sprinkle it on your salad or whatever. I just drink it. And how that cures, what is it, pretty much everything. Um, yeah, don't take my word for it. You guys go and try it. It's absolutely incredible. There are things I wasn't even able to do. I was even noticing that even in conversation, someone came to us yesterday and literally he just came because he needed to get some clarity about what's going on. And I was able to share with him, and my energies had just completely shifted to a place. I was so thankful yesterday for so much stuff that showed up, eh? So when you start to do some research and you begin to realize that these remedies are not new, they've been around for eons, right? Why didn't they just tell us what to do? That would have avoided every single thing, right? Anyways, so it's just something to think about. But they sent me this one a minute ago and I thought this was interesting. Some more people, you guys. Hawaii's chief financial Halle Berry. And I was thinking about her the other day too, Jane Fonda. Why? Congresswoman. Who's that Congresswoman? Who? Hang on. See if I can go back for a second. This is Congresswoman Jackie Spear, D. something, California. This is what, McCain and Pence, it looks like? Or is this just McCain? Daniel Craig, isn't that James Bond? Is this Rihanna? Who's this? Oprah. Hmm. And they sent me this really funny one here. Just thought that was hilarious. Then they sent me this one, and I thought this was interesting. All on beards, you guys. The spies and the things that were going on, and people doing the investigations of all this stuff. I didn't even know this existed. This guy comes out looking like something totally different. Like, it exists for the movies. You just don't think about it, on this level, like this level here. It really makes you think who we're looking at, right? What we're looking at. This woman worked in an asbestos plant for 7 months and then got this lung poisoning. And I immediately started thinking about masks and what's in them. I'd be curious for someone to do some research to find out what's in those masks, right? I still have the ones that was sent to us from China. When we had ordered something on eBay, they sent us a few masks long before this stuff even manifested publicly. So they knew. And the asbestos stuff is in these suits, eh? I don't know if it's in those particular ones, but in the beginning of this documentary, you could see them making these suits with the stuff in it. And then the roof material, the stuff that went on for insulation had it, see, more, right? All these appliances, toasters, and different things had it in it.
Expected to grow sick is unknown.
People will certainly are dying at present and will die in future and have died in the past, but because of lack of data it is difficult to prove beyond doubt that this is happening. But people are going to die by 2010, 100,000. It's certain. There is no doubt about it.
You wonder what they're using it for now, right?
4 or 6 years old in Varna.
Varna. Yeah.
Varna.
Yeah, we've got family there.
Yeah, I like Varna.
Yeah, it's lovely. We got married there, actually. We had our second wedding there, our Bulgarian wedding.
Yes.
In Britain too.
Yeah, no, I enjoy Varna. It's a fun place. It's just not expensive. You know, you hop in the taxi from the airport, to Varna to the house. You're talking about €2.
Taxis are cheap as chips. I don't know. But I mean, they're a fairly poor country, you know, on paper, and they've struggled a bit with the lockdowns. They weren't getting much of a conversation, and then the EU has pushed them. Actually, the PM was going to open up, and he said, "I've had enough of this," and the EU pressured him and basically threatened him.
Yeah.
That you were going to have it, otherwise we're going to take measures. You might be kicked out of the EU. So they made me do it.
I think when people wake up to the fact that, and this is the problem with they can't be honest with the public because they don't want the deep state to know what they're doing in collapsing the world's economy. They had to collapse the world's economy to shut down the Federal Reserve and do everything else to reset the world's economy. They had to do that to take the power away from the deep state and the cabals. But if they'd explained that, they'd have known. They'd have come up with a plan. So they had to do this. Now,
take the head off the snake.
Sorry?
Take the head off the snake.
You're exactly right. The virus was created by the deep state because they wanted to bring in their new world order. But Trump jumped on the bandwagon and said, right, we can run ours and we can take these out now. But it started 6 months earlier than he wanted it to, but they were ready anyway. So they went with it.
Insane.
So they've managed it off to an absolute T.
And whoever planned it, it seems to have gone perfectly.
Other than the fact that the guy that owned the shop has been killed.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I heard yesterday that he was suing for 500 million or something. I can't remember who he was suing, but now
spoken to Hunter.
Yeah.
But what I understood was it was left there on purpose.
It makes perfect sense.
It does make perfect sense.
It must have been. I mean, it must have been.
The reason behind it was as not many people know this because it's not common knowledge, but to climb up the ladder of the Freemasons, Joe Biden sacrificed his first wife in a car accident.
Joe
Biden.
Sorry, I've done a report on this. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and he also sacrificed Hunter Biden's wife and child in another car accident to move up the Freemason ladder.
Oh my God, they're just disgusting, aren't they?
So this was to get even with his dad because he knew that the information on the laptops was enough to destroy him. And that's what I understand is why Hunter Biden left them at the computer shop.
Yeah, well, I mean, it must have been either for safekeeping, just so they're in the shop away from prying eyes, or they were ultimately. It makes perfect sense that he wanted them released to someone, and of course they ended up in the hands of Rudy Giuliani, which was unbelievably, lucky.
Well, I also had information that he told the guy that a message was sent to the guy that had them to investigate the laptops. There was some valuable information because under normal circumstances, a computer shop wouldn't look into the hard drive on a computer. It wouldn't normally do that.
Well, it looks like it's worked out perfectly, and whoever planned it, It seems to have gone perfectly.
Other than the fact that the guy that owned the shop has been killed.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I heard yesterday that he was suing for 500 million or something. I can't remember who he was suing, but now you think he's.
Well, that's another story. So, look, let's investigate that one.
Yeah, yeah.
We've heard two different reports. I'd heard that he'd been killed, and you've heard that he's got a lawsuit. Let's look down that rabbit hole.
Well, he's sold up and vanished. That's true. So who knows? I mean, I'm sure your information is better than the public information, Charlie. So
I don't know. It's very, very important for me to establish the truth. And the one thing I've learned, Joseph, is the truth isn't always what we first think. The truth coming out about them, they will die, or they'll still be executed, but they'll be allowed to say that they died of COVID-19.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Hugh talked about the suicide week, and I think they're going to cover it one way or another. The last thing they want to do is for their family to live in shame what these criminals got up to. I mean, it's going to be outrageous.
But that's only if they cooperated with exposing the people above them.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to do that, then they'll be allowed to put it out there that they died of COVID-19.
Well, they're rats, aren't they? So I think they're going to.
All right, you guys. Another interesting one here. Let me see if there's anything over here. You know, I'm reading this thing about Nashville, and I'm getting the angels are telling us here there's two sets of things going on at the same time. So as you're reading this stuff, you guys connect to the ethers. They will tell you there's two sets of operations going on at the same time, and they're having to put out information. I want to say for optics. That's all I can say here. All right, you guys. Yeah, remember to support us here. We do ask for donations for these videos. We ask for $1. $1. If you guys want to send more, we greatly appreciate it. Do we get a lot of donations? No, not all the time. Sometimes we're sitting here waiting. So it'd be really great. Yeah, because it really helps us here provide for people here. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your support to us here as we continue on this journey. Like, share, subscribe, you guys. Have yourself a great day. And remember, for the set off documents, the GSA bond templates, and the 1099 OID to get back the finances they claimed you owed, email us at themullings@gmail.com. We'll put the link to the email and the link to PayPal donation in the description below. Have yourself a great day, and you guys have yourself a happy new year. Remember to breathe, think, focus on what you desire. Just think, breathe, and focus. And if you want to light a candle and just just shut everything off, light a candle, get a piece of polka dot, something, wear it on you, whatever. And just start to just breathe and think and have an attitude of gratitude. Happy New Year, you guys. And all the best. We're just waiting to see all this stuff stop.